Pisces, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. This will take you from the 11th to the 18th. It's really interesting. I started pulling your cards and I got this immediate impression going on here. I think there's some sort of conflict here. It's not the right word, conflict, but between opening your heart and keeping someone out. Not out, but guarded. I think you're my sixth reading, and you're the third sign to get this. So I don't know what's going on astrologically, but there's this sort of sense of beckoning in and being this loving energy, but also standing quite guarded, and protecting yourself. It's just so odd. And you're reading right through the week. Has that? Can you just give me a minute? I'm still shuffling. What I'll do is I'll just talk about one card at a time when I'm shuffling. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups tends to bring some sort of victory, overcoming something, particularly regarding your emotional life. Maybe there's a breakthrough happening, but it's a breakthrough with a little bit of a paradox. That's all I'm saying here, okay? There's good news, there's victory. This knight, I always think, you know, King Arthur, I live in the UK. He's done some battle with some fears, some limitations, and he's came across and he's won the Grail, okay? Beautiful card, love this card. I don't feel any need to talk any more about it, because it's quite a complex reading, so I'm going to move on. Six of Swords, crowning card, very similar. A lot of emotional tranquility with this Six of Swords. Look at the water. I always find this a really graceful card. It's got Weeping Willow. Weeping Willow is a sign of protection. The moon's full and she is guarded with this cloak. And she's moving on. She is letting something go. I don't know what you're letting go of, but you're letting go of something and moving on to a new place. But we can't quite see where she's going. So you might be asked to be very much in the Hanged Man energy. You might be asked to be trusting and to have some faith as you go through this transition, because there's an awful lot of paradox cards. I'll start at the beginning. Oh, I still haven't shuffled. Give me a minute. Still haven't got your additional guidance card. Ah, that's interesting. You got two. Go the distance and new life. And they came up that way, didn't they? So I have to read them that way. The new life is about a new beginning. Both these cards are saying the same thing. Go the distance is talking about the need to persevere. Very much that earthy stability, quality of persevering and enduring a little bit. So you might be in a situation, Pisces, where you've got a foot in both camps. You're moving forward, not quite sure where yet, but a decision's been made to move. That's what I'm picking up. Now, when I talk about this paradox, you've got the Empress, okay? So the Empress is love. There's just no way around it. There's no other word to describe her apart from love. Because love is the energy of the whole universe. It's about creativity, childbirth, nurturing. But she holds a sign of Venus in her hands. She's coloured in green and gold. It's the very earthy love. It's about connection, that sort of energy, but it's with the Queen of Swords, okay? I adore the Queen of Swords. There's no judgment here. But they're two paradoxical energies, because the Queen of Swords can be an incredibly... A lot of people don't get the Queen of Swords. They call her really ruthless. She's got the ability to cut to the truth. And a lot of people do not like the truth. Yeah? So they misunderstand her. I don't think the Queen of Swords cares if people misunderstand her or not, because if you look, her spiritual eye is wide open. So I've got a strange energy going on here, Pisces, between you being this all-encompassing Pisces energy, loves everyone, and sometimes gets totally exhausted by it. And the Queen of Swords might be empowering you to have a little bit of boundaries around that energy, okay? So it's almost, I'm getting this, the impression I'm getting is all this loving energy, but also protecting and guarding your energy. So they're two opposing principles, but are they really? Because no one can give of that energy all the time of the Empress. Even Mother Earth has a winter when things don't grow. So sometimes our love nature and our totally giving nature has to go into retreat so our batteries can be recharged. So maybe that's what it's saying here. Really, really a bit complex here. Pisces, this is not far off a personal reading, and I'm trying my best. Right by the Empress is the Four of Wands, celebration, crossing a threshold, new beginnings. These are really optimistic, fruitful, new chapter, abundant energy, okay? Love it. Knight of Discs is about change. It's a knight, he's on horseback, it brings news and it brings change. Very slow. All the Pentacles cards are so slow, but that's the laws of the earth, of planet Earth. We plant a seed and we have to allow the process to grow. We fall into emotional trouble, Pisces, when we don't allow the natural processes to take our time. We fall into fear, we fall into, I don't like the word self-pity, but that's self-hatred. Life never happens to me when we don't allow the natural processes to unfold. The only thing nature does quickly is destroy. The rest of nature evolves in a slow, gradual time, okay? I think there's a call for you to protect your energy a little bit. I don't think you can prevent this. Because I said, even the Empress, she goes to sleep in winter time, doesn't she? And she doesn't bear fruit. So we cannot operate at this vibration all the time without getting depleted, Pisces. And I think that's what I'm picking up here. Because look, towards the end of the week, you're going into that protective mode. It can be about protecting your resources and your security. Or you're trying to protect your heart and your energy level. And we fall into this energy when we're having to give too much. And then we automatically go into a sense of feeling that you're maybe you're being abused, other people are taking advantage of you, and you're going a little bit into withdrawal energy. It's with the Two of Swords, which is a need to pull back, to reflect, she has a golden blindfold on, which means her energy wants to go within so she can recharge, connect again with her resources. And that is what I'm getting here. For some of you, there might be an issue around having to protect and guard the resources that you have built, okay? But for some reason, I'm more getting a message of you're having to give so much, Pisces, that the initial impulse to guard your energy is coming up. The end of the week, you've got the Emperor with the Page of Swords. Page of Swords brings messages and news. It's with the Emperor. So again, it's about your security, your finances, housing, and job matters, anything to do with that. I feel like pulling you another card, and you get the Nine of Discs. Two meanings. First of all, this is the alone and loving it card. Someone who's spending time in solitude. But it's also about financially having enough. She's not a 10, but she's got enough and she has some security. Quite a complicated picture here. You've been asked to endure, and you've got this energy of a new life. And I think both these cards say the same. You've got the Empress with the Four of Wands. Again, threshold. This could be moving in together. It could be marriage, having a baby. But I'm also getting this Queen of Swords, which is quite a protective energy. So maybe you need the energy to go within. You're having to guard a little bit of your energy here. This night could be bringing news around finances, around emotions. But then you're having a day of retreat, Pisces, okay? I think a lot of people are taking your energy and you're needing to guard yourself a little bit. I don't think that's a negative. I think it gets a bad rap. I think the Queen of Swords gets a bad rap because a lot of people just want to take and take. And we have this need to preserve and maintain our energy. And it's calling on you this week, Pisces. This is news coming your way, and the Nine of Discs is with her. So I think it might be news around work, your material life, and your security, because it's with the Emperor. This is also I am and I will. It's very, very focused energy on a goal, but particularly focused on the practical sides of your life, okay? The ground under your feet, basically. I think it's quite an interesting reading here. Yeah, there's a lot of planets going into retrograde next week. Jupiter, Mercury, and maybe that's what a reading here is talking about. Because I'm getting an image of you giving an awful lot, Pisces. And there's another energy coming through about having to preserve and protect your energy. Yeah. You know, I get Pisces energy. I've got Pisces moon and Venus and Pisces. And boy, it's like we have to wear... You know, this knight has got he's got a girdle on, hasn't he, to protect his energy. It's sometimes I need to have one of these all the time. Or I'd be giving and giving and giving. And there's a sort of sense of you being asked to guard your energy. Strange reading, Pisces. Contact me directly. My email's in the About section. And I'll speak to you later. Loads of love. Bye.